Mopar fam, hope everybody out there is having a fantastic time, and I hope everybody's staying safe. Hopefully, very soon, this virus thing will be over, and things will get back to normal. We're slowly getting there down here in Georgia. Things are starting to open back up. The tracks are starting to open back up. And with that said, we are racing this Friday and Saturday. We're going to be taking Frostbite to Atlanta Dragway, and we're going to be racing Friday night and Saturday evening. They're doing a soft open where they're going to do 50 cars each day, and we are going to run the crap out of the truck this week. So, we still have some problems. The truck is still sputtering and still doing like that breaking up on the launch or a hard dig launch when we take off. Me and Jays went back and forth numerous times with different revisions trying to figure it out or try to resolve it with pretty much no luck. We're pretty sure we may know what's going on with it now at least. We're going to try some things. We're pretty sure it's definitely running too rich, and that's what's causing the sputtering. It's loading up on fuel when we launch, and it's causing a sputter, kind of like an old carbureted car with way too much carburetor, and you stomp it, and it's just kind of like, bleh, and then takes off. Kind of the same thing we're having. That's what's going on. Other than that, the truck runs fine. You know, it's idling fine. It runs top end fine. It's a little rich. And basically to show you that, check out these spark plugs. These are the spark plugs that we ran at the drag strip a couple weeks back when we took Frostbite out for the first time. And these plugs were, these were brand new plugs. So you can definitely see how rich we're running. Check it out. All right, guys, here is the spark plug board of shame. So these are all the spark plugs that came out of the truck recently. These are the Denso 3381s, the copper core plugs. And I have been running these plugs for a very long time. These particular plugs you're looking at are only a few weeks old, about 3 weeks old, I think. And as you can see, they're all rich. We don't have any signs of detonation or anything bad like that, but we're definitely running very, very rich. As you can see, the black soot around the ring of every one of them. So that's what's going on. We're running rich, and that's pretty much what our sputtering is when we take off from a launch or a dig. We are running very, very rich. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the carbon fouling going there. The black definitely means we're running rich. You can also see in the video when we took Frostbite down to the drag strip a couple weeks ago, when we were in the burnout box, and as soon as I hammered the gas pedal to do the burnout and it sputtered in the burnout also, it let out a cloud of black smoke, and that's definitely an obvious sign that we are running a little bit rich. Definitely, it's a rich issue, and me and Jay, pretty much we think we have it narrowed down. We hopefully believe it's a bad wideband. The wideband gauge that I've had in the truck is pretty much a hand-me-down gauge. It has been on a lot of my vehicles in the past. I have pretty much just transplanted it from car to car to truck to truck to car to truck and back on this truck. So, you know, it's been a great gauge. It's done me good. It's never blown up any engines, knock on wood, or ram center console, but it's old. So maybe it's time to upgrade it, get a new one. Definitely at least upgrade it to something a little bit better and at least feel better about it. But we believe we have a bad wideband, and the reason we say that is, as you see, the spark plugs are very black. Very obvious the truck's running rich. We're not running lean. We don't have, a fuel issue with not having enough fuel. We have more than enough fuel. We're running rich. But all the tuning that we've been doing on the wideband, the wideband is telling us that we're perfect. Top end AFR is right on. The idling AFR is right on. The transition's pretty much right on. So, but we have black spark plugs, we got black smoke, and we got a sputter. So we obviously have too much fuel, even though the wideband is saying that we're tuned perfectly. So basically, wideband, we believe, is lying to us, and it's not reading accurately. So we're going to change it. I'm going to upgrade it to a PLX wideband. Jay said that that is his favorite wideband and the only one that he pretty much cares for. He says they're really good. He's had great luck with them. I looked into them, and there's lots and lots of people that has great things to say about them. They don't seem to have a lot of failures, and they seem to be very, very accurate. Very good company. So as soon as it gets here, you know, we'll do a quick install video on it, and I'll put the link to that gauge in the description of that video. I'm hoping it gets here before this Friday so we can get it installed and do some more revision tunes and hopefully get the sputtering taken care of. What I'm really hoping for is when we install it, it's going to say that the truck is running really rich. Right now with this wideband, it says we're running perfect. So I'm hoping I just put the new one in and, you know, we don't change any tuning or anything, and it says we're running super rich, which would explain what's going on. Then we can basically retune it and try to dial it back in with the proper amount of fuel. So that's the game plan. Now, if that goes south and it's not the wideband, then we're leaning on to it's the injectors. I'm running the 80-pound Simmons injectors that Jay told me to get. He's had great luck with them. He's tuned many, many cars and trucks that's using them, that's running a boosted application, and he's had, you know, great luck with those injectors. So it could be a case where we have some bad injectors or some overfueling injectors, or maybe just my situation don't like these injectors. But really sticking to the wideband thing, it makes more sense than anything else. So that's what we're shooting for. But pretty much, hell yeah, guys, that's what's going on. I've been super, super busy the past few weeks with work. Work has been absolutely crazy. It's been hard to get anywhere and do anything and get any content basically from work and trying to work on Frostbite. I have been, if I'm not working, I've been working on this truck, basically trying to figure out what's going on with it. I've been pulling plugs out like crazy, been doing the revision tunes, looking into different situations of what could be causing our problems. It's been crazy. So been pretty impossible to get anything uploaded lately. But wanted to let you guys know what's going on with the truck, what's going on with the channel. But no matter what, this Saturday, we're going to be racing, and we're going to be racing whether this thing's still sputtering or not. Don't care. We're going to run it no matter what. The sputtering is not going to damage the truck or anything like that. As you can see by spark plugs, you know, there is absolutely zero sign of any lean conditions or detonation or any of that mess. We don't have any of that. Plus, with all the logs that we've been taking and looking into the data, we're not pulling any ST knock whatsoever. Zero ST knock in all of the logs we've done, all the passes. A couple weeks ago at the drag strip, we pulled no knock at all. So, you know, the motor's more or less happy, but it's super, super rich for some reason. And we just got to figure that out. When we figure that out, it's going to pull a lot better, you know, obviously on the top end, not running so rich. And we're going to launch a lot better also because we're not going to be so flooded. But that's the plans. And I'm hoping we can get it figured out before this weekend for sure. The other thing I did recently do, when I pulled those plugs out, those were, you know, those are the Denso 3381 copper core plugs. Those are the plugs we've been running with the NITROUS system for, you know, since I've had this truck. A lot of people use them. They're a good plug. They work good and they're cheap. They're about half the price of anything else. Those plugs are around usually about $4, $4.50, more or less a plug. And I've had good luck with them. But since I pulled them out, I ended up going with the NGK one step colder plugs, the iridium, or however the crap you say that word. But we went with those plugs. You know, those are more expensive plugs. They're about $8 a pop, so twice the amount of money. But you know, those plugs last a lot longer than the copper core plugs. And you know, a lot of boosted people's running the NGK plugs. I've been, you know, a few people's told me to switch over to those and see if the problem followed. Unfortunately, it did. Even with the better plugs, it still followed. I will say it does seem to run a little better, but it, you know, problem is still there, no questions asked. So it definitely was not a spark plug issue, but we have better spark plugs in it right now. And yeah, so hell yeah, guys. Hopefully the wideband gets here. We can get it installed. We're going to go nail the track this week. Hopefully we can race some people. Hopefully the truck's running good. And I'm hoping we can hurt some frickin' feelings. That would be awesome. So definitely going to get some good content for you guys this week with the TORQSTORM supercharger kit. And that's it, guys. As always, stay safe out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell button for the notifications. Also, don't forget to check out the merch store. We got tons of shirts, hoodies. I got tank tops up. This particular design, the Hemi Hurtin' Feelings, you can get it in a hoodie, a t-shirt, tank tops. I actually just ordered myself a couple of the tank tops in this. Summertime's here, so might as well represent it. As always, guys, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you on the next one.